Hi, it's Bruce Linton from the Fathers Forum with looking ahead to Fatherhood 2019, kind of my annual perspective on what we might look towards as dads going into this next year. Well, the first thing, which those of you who've followed some of the webcasts are aware, I always ask, what kind of father do my children need now? So, kind of looking ahead at where they're at this year and what is it that they might be asking of me. And what I've found that never changes. My children are adults now and out in the world, and I still have to ask that question. But for a theme for us to start with is for this year's 2019's theme is going to be patience. And there are going to be three aspects of that. The first one that comes to mind is pretty obvious, being patient with your children or your child. And that seems like something that's an ongoing work in progress for all of us. So ask yourself, what is it that you need to do to push the pause button when something may be aggravating you, frustrating you, or making you angry? What do you need to do to push the pause button? So that's the first one, is patience with our children. The second one, along the theme of patience, would be patience with our partners. Um, Boy, there's always an opportunity when things aren't going well to look for someone to blame. And sometimes Carolyn and I joke about that we're together because if something doesn't go right, I can usually say, "Hey, that's your fault." And she does the same to me. And we joke about it. But I think it's important to be patient with your partner. Know that nobody's out to get you and everybody is trying the best they can. And being patient with your partner would be number two. And number three, which is really the most important. So you'd think, well, being patient with your kids is pretty important. True. Being patient with your partner, well, that's very important also. But the most important person to be patient with is yourself. And at first, you might think, what, patient with myself? But yeah, that is the most important, and that is the hardest, to be compassionate and kind towards yourself when you're not the best you'd like to be, and be able to reflect that every day, in every way, you're getting a little more patient with yourself and allowing for the mistakes to be doorways to more options and other ways we can try things that didn't work out the first time or the second time or the third time. So that's aside from wishing you all a joyful, a healthy 2019 and a self-reflective 2019 and all the best for this year. Keep in mind our theme that being patient with our children, with our wives, and most importantly, with ourselves is something that we can work on every day, little by little, and see how that affects us as we go through the year. All right, everybody. Happy New Year. Take good care.